Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. If you're tuning in right now, there's a very good chance you are deeply, deeply exhausted. You might literally be watching this surviving on cold, day-old coffee, sheer willpower, and, the lingering dread of stepping on yet another Lego in the dark. So, right out of the gate, I want to validate how incredibly hard those 3 a.m. wake-ups truly are. They just completely drain you, both physically and emotionally. But today, we're going to unpack a totally different, much kinder approach to infant and toddler sleep developed by the folks at Nurturely Space. Okay, let's just dive right in.
Before we do anything else, I just want you to take a deep breath and seriously let this sink in. You are an excellent parent, and you are not doing this wrong. So often when we're chronically sleep deprived, our brains just start playing these awful tricks on us, right? The exhaustion breeds this intense guilt. You start thinking, man, I'm a bad mom, or I've completely ruined my baby's sleep habits forever. Actually, scratch that. I need to strip away that guilt for you right now. You haven't ruined anything. You're just navigating a really tough season, and honestly, you are doing an amazing job simply by showing up for your child every single night.
Which, naturally brings us to the million-dollar question. If you're doing such a great job, why on earth isn't anything working at 3 a.m.? It is deeply frustrating. You feel like you've tried absolutely every trick in the book, you've downloaded all the apps, you're obsessively tracking wake windows, you went out and bought that super expensive white noise machine, and you're still bouncing on a yoga ball for 2 hours in the dark. It feels like a massive failure when your baby just won't settle down despite all this intense effort. But here's the thing. The reason it's not working isn't because of a lack of effort on your part. No way. It's usually because of the actual tools we're told to use.
The root of that struggle often boils down to a massive clash of approaches. On one side, we've got these rigid internet schedules. You know the ones, those one-size-fits-all routines you find online that insist your baby absolutely must sleep at exactly 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., no exceptions whatsoever. And when your baby doesn't follow that script, pure panic sets in. But on the other side, we have gentle, biological rhythms. When you contrast the sheer anxiety and stress caused by forcing a rigid schedule with the incredible peace that comes from actually following your baby's natural rhythms, the difference is literally night and day.
And because it follows those natural rhythms, we arrive at the absolute non-negotiable core promise of the Nurturely approach. No cry it out. Ever. This is their foundation. They will never, under any circumstances, ask you to close the door and leave your child to cry alone in distress. The method completely rejects controlled crying, the Ferber method, the whole shebang, anything that requires you to ignore your gut parental instincts. You can absolutely achieve better sleep without compromising your intuition or your baby's sense of safety.
So, how do they actually pull this off? They do it through a concept called biology first, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Working in perfect harmony with a child's natural sleep biology and their rapid brain development, rather than constantly trying to fight against it. Once you understand the actual science of infant sleep, it completely removes that terrifying fear that you're somehow messing up your kid. You aren't fighting a battle of wills here. You're simply supporting their biological needs as they grow.
Let's look at how this biological approach actually builds across a baby's development. Around 6 months, you usually start to see some steady sleep routines emerge. But then, right around 8 and 10 months, parents start to completely panic about the dreaded sleep regression. Well, through the biology first lens, this is beautifully reframed. At 8 months, separation anxiety just naturally peaks. At 10 months, new physical skills, like crawling or pulling up, are literally consolidating in their little brains. So these sudden wake-ups aren't a setback. They definitely aren't a sign you've done something wrong. They are wonderful, healthy signs of profound brain development.
Okay, so this brings us to a really fascinating biological reality. The number 2. Why 2? Well, parents constantly ask why their baby is suddenly waking up every 2 hours like clockwork, and almost always they blame themselves. But waking every 2 hours is deeply, fundamentally tied to normal biological sleep cycles for babies. As they transition between light and deep sleep phases, they naturally surface. And if they're learning a new skill or feeling that separation anxiety we just talked about, they'll fully wake up during that cycle transition. It's completely biological, completely normal, and it completely removes the blame from your shoulders.
So, what do we do instead? If we aren't leaving them to cry and their own biology is what's waking them up, how do we actually help them? Well, the method relies on a second core pillar, connection always. This is all about improving sleep through closeness and really strengthening that parent-child bond, rather than relying on isolation. Because here is the beautiful truth. You can absolutely guide your baby to restful nights while staying close, responsive, and deeply connected. You can hold them, comfort them, and support them, while still gently shifting their sleep habits toward those longer, more peaceful stretches.
When you put all these puzzle pieces together, the rejection of rigid schedules, the promise of absolutely no tears, biology first, and connection always, it leads us straight to the core resource we're exploring today, the Nurturely Sleep System. It's designed specifically for kids ages 6 to 36 months. Think of this as the kinder, science-backed alternative to traditional, harsh sleep training. It is built entirely on the empathetic philosophy we've just walked through.
So how does this actually work in practice? It's broken down into 3 super manageable steps. Step 1 is exactly what we've been doing today, understanding normal biology, so you can finally just drop the anxiety. Step 2 is starting the Nourished Home 7-Day Reset Workbook. And Step 3 is finally embracing those gentle nights. The system walks you through this comforting approach at a very calm, deliberate pace. Let's be real. When you're heavily sleep-deprived, the absolute last thing you need is a complicated 20-tab rabbit hole of conflicting internet advice, right? This step-by-step method is specifically designed to prevent any of that overwhelm.
Honestly, why does this system feel so totally different from the rest? For starters, there is zero overwhelm or judgment. None. Everything is based on evidence-informed methods, and the focus is entirely on responsive, tear-free shifts. But perhaps most importantly, and I love this, it is written specifically for tired brains. The creators behind Nurturely, they're parents themselves. They've been awake at 3 a.m. pacing the floor too. They totally get it. So they made sure these steps are incredibly practical, completely guilt-free, and very easy to absorb, even when you're basically running on fumes. Now, I get it. It can be hard to believe that you can actually change sleep without harsh methods, especially when the whole world seems to be telling you otherwise. But listen to this real relief from Hannah R., who's the mom of a 9-month-old. She said, by the end of the first week, our nights felt completely different. Gentle, doable, and it never asked me to leave my baby to cry. This is the real transformation we're talking about here. It proves that gentle methods truly do work. Without the trauma of tears, you can have your boundaries and your rest, and your baby can have your absolute, unwavering support.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to walk away with 3 major promises from the Nurturely method. First, calmer nights are absolutely possible for your family, for sure. Second, you can achieve them while keeping your connection with your child incredibly strong. Bedtime can actually feel like a time of immense love rather than a battleground. And finally, you do not have to do this alone. The support you've been missing, that practical, kind help, it really exists. Returning to harmony is entirely within your reach.
So if this philosophy is sounding like a breath of fresh air and you want to explore it further, Nurturely Space offers a completely free, complete safe sleep checklist on their website over at nurturelyspace.com. It actually includes 3 incredibly helpful age-specific guides covering 0 to 6 months, 6 to 18 months, and 18 to 36 months. It is just a fantastic, totally low-pressure and free way to start your journey toward actual rest today.
I want to leave you with one final supportive thought. When you look at your little one tonight, I want you to know deep down that you are absolutely everything they need. And ask yourself, are you ready to trade the bedtime battles for a calmer, beautifully connected night? The path is right here, it is gentle, and you are more than capable of walking it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Be incredibly kind to yourself today, and hey, here's to calmer, sweeter nights ahead.